The Buccaneer project is funded by the European Regional Development Fund through the Ireland-Wales Cooperation Programme.
Welcome to the Buccaneer video series. This is one of 2 short videos which will help you to discover, define, develop and deliver risk management in your business. This is video 1, Discover and Define Risk Management. If you're new to the series, risk management is just a small part of the wider Buccaneer journey, which includes all stages of the innovation process for small growing firms. Whether you're interested in coming up with new products, validating them in a new market, through to protecting your intellectual property and building your networks to exploit it, there's a video for you. Risk is the uncertainty of outcome, with a range of potential exposures arising from a combination of the impact and probability of potential events. Risk management is a systematic process for evaluating and assessing the impact of risks. Identifying your risk tolerance will give you an idea of how far you're willing to go to make your dreams a reality. Your risk appetite is how far you are willing to go to turn your business's dreams into a reality. Everybody has a line, their risk tolerance line, that they are not willing to cross. This could be related to taking money out of your mortgage, it could be related to the security of your family, and it could be related to the quality of your products. So what do you need to think about when you're assessing your own thoughts on risk? Here, expert in risk management and change ambassador Barry Davis gives us some insights into the successful mindset of a change agent.
I'm Barry Davis. I'm a program director for Fujitsu. I've been privileged in my career to run my own small business. I have a great affinity with small business. I think, frankly, the future of our society depends a lot on small businesses. And it is a lot of uncertainty. It's a lot of, I don't know, what's round the corner? And that uncertainty is what business is all about. Because if everybody knew exactly what was round the corner, what was going to happen on every particular circumstance, that's not business. Business is all about doing something different, offering something different, and becoming more, I don't know, perhaps change native. Whether you're a small business or whether you're a big business, you have to be move perhaps out of your comfort zone in order to look at how to do things differently, how to make that USP, that unique selling point, what to do which appeal to perhaps a different customer base or a new, a growing customer base. You have to change. Business is synonymous with change. Risk, however, is slightly different. One can have a risk appetite. So an appetite for risk means what sort of chances, what sort of considerations would I undertake when determining if this is a good move or a bad move. You're not necessarily risky all the time. That is why one has an appetite for risk as opposed to a nativeness for change. And risk, therefore, is something which you can assess. You can say, I'm game for that, or I'm up for that. But then again, that's perhaps not a risk I'm prepared to take. And the ability to qualify or quantify the risk is what I suppose risk management is all about.
Once you have identified your appetite for risk, you can analyse and assess the impact and probability of the risks facing your project. Risk appetite is the risk you accept without promise of further rewards. Risk tolerance is the maximum amount of risk that you are willing to bear before turning down a project. Determine whether you are risk averse or risk hungry. Do you prefer to pursue safe options with limited rewards, or are you willing to consider all potential options, balancing the opportunity for greater rewards with the possibility of greater risks?
Personally and in a business environment, you like to find yourself in a position where I'm comfortable with change, very comfortable with change. I know it's a necessity, it's part of business. The risks are much more, what is my appetite for accepting these kind of changes, these kind of risks? If you're starting out in a small business, it's all new. You don't really know what you're going to find. And indeed, in my own experience in this, what I found is a bit nervous. You are relying on perhaps your experiences, your contact, your knowledge, your motivation, your really enthusiasm for something that you're doing, and you can sell that. That's great. But then someone comes on and says, I want to buy that. Fantastic. But I want 20,000 of them. Or I want, I want you to do it tomorrow. No, that could be slightly different. So you have to mitigate that in some way. You have to realize the balance of what you can do and what you can't do. But that is life. That is business life. It is a fact of business life. Business equals change, and change sometimes equals risk. So you can assess the appetite, but you must be change native. From a small business setting out, prepare for the unknown, because that is what you're going to experience. Don't just sit there and say, this is what I've got, this is precisely how I'm going to sell it, this is what it's going to be priced at, this is what my customer base is, and it's not going to change.
So how do you quantify your risk? There are 3 constraints on any project: time, cost, and quality. And these are all interrelated. It's important to know that it is impossible to optimize all 3 competing values. You will have to make trade-offs between the 3, but in doing so, you're defining your unique business model. It's important to detail all your major risks in a single document known as a risk register, so that you can review them on a regular basis to consider if the risk is less or more serious, less or more likely to occur, and crucially, if you can continue to live with it. You can then put in place procedures to mitigate the risk. At this point, you've now identified your appetite for risk, your tolerance for risk, and the TCQ relationship that is specific to your business. In the next video, we'll be looking at developing and delivering risk management. Thank you for watching this short video, part of the Bucanier Innovation video series. Please visit www.bucanier.eu to find out more.